Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for following me up on my YouTube channel. It's always a pleasure, guys, to share my mind with you guys. So sometimes you've got to give up winning in order to raise some self-esteem for a kid, Until when we do that, that's when we are going to be great mentors of, young talents that are yet to come, yet to be known to the world. You've got to give up winning so that they are a little more confident in themselves, that they can see that they can do things in a better way in the future. Because until when we give them the opportunity to win us, that's when we are going to really build them up to really live to believe that they can too. Because a lot of times these people who have made enormous progress in their lives, they have started from somewhere and they have, had to fall a couple of times in order for them to rise up and do things in a better way. And no leader can ever say they are grateful unless their successors become successful. So mentorship is a great part of the story. It's a great part of the legacy that we would wish to leave behind us. So in order for us to make any enormous progress, we have got to do whatever thing we have got to do in our different fields by just one step. Because a lot of times procrastination is the one which is going to hinder us from succeeding, because the journey of 1,000 miles all begins with a one step. So if we are willing to make that one step, that is what is going to lead us to a better world. And belief without hard work is as good as having no faith. And faith without work is a dead faith. Faith plus hard work brings about success. Until when we are willing to work and add on that belief and faith, that's what is going to propel us forward. That is what is going to lead us into a better world. Let's speak faith-filled words in order to raise people, in order to raise our siblings, in order to motivate our siblings. We have got to speak faith-filled words, because our words can destroy us or can build us up. Until when we are doing that, that's what is going to help us to lead our generation to the next world. If it were easy, we wouldn't have Cristiano Ronaldo. If it were easy, we wouldn't have, Nelson Mandela. So, 27 years in prison, you do not need to be motivated to do something unless you're willing to get out of your comfort zone to do that. What is that prison which has held you up in procrastination for 27 years? For 5 years, you're still in procrastination. You are still saying you're going to do it next year. I guarantee you, if you continue in that trend, you will never do anything. And the greatest fear that I have for you is that one day we will miss out on that talent which you have, because you have not been able to give it up to the world. Because all of us are eagerly waiting for that one talent that you have inside of you to come to reality. We need to see it coming into manifestation unless you're willing to give it a trial, unless you're willing to give it the hard work. That is what is going to help us, move in the right direction. So I don't know what, prison is holding you back, but I promise you that you are going to succeed in your own timing, unless you're willing to do your part, unless you're willing to serve the 27 years in prison. I don't know what prison you are going under, but if it's your prison for procrastination, if your prison is just to not to have that self-esteem in you, I guarantee you, without you rising up, without you saying you are able, without you saying it's possible, I guarantee you, you can never succeed unless you're willing to believe. Nobody can believe in yourself unless you are willing to believe in yourself, and surely you can make it. No one should, put you down. If you are fired up, you have the zeal, you have the charisma, you can move mountains. You will move mountains. Let's be a Ruth in somebody's life, like Ruth was there for Naomi, a mother-in-law. Let's be there for someone, there was someone for Esther. Mordecai was there for Esther, to stay at the gate for Esther. So that Esther was living in the palace, so that she was crowned, the queen of the palace. So let's be willing to live lives of healers. Let's be willing to motivate someone, to challenge someone to look at the better picture of themselves, rising up and doing things in a greater and better manner. That we will always, live to see that we are challenging each other, we are motivating each other, we are propelling people to move forward. And finally, let's build a community around us. Nobody does big things by themselves. Let's build a community around us. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.